back with the Afterwatch. We're watching My Hero Academia. It's episode 47, All for One. It is also the new year. Happy New Year, all those people out there.
That's wild.
Happy New Year. Listeners, thanks so much for listening, for sticking with us. Gonna have a good year here, but we're talking about My Hero Academia. We're doing this, we've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm about ready to retire.
So if anyone wants his job, no, that's Evan over there.
Yeah, as always.
And
Joelle.
That's right. We're here to talk about this. And before we get into it, remember, if you want to give us a good review over there on the Apple Podcasts, we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We love seeing all the good comments coming through. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
But if there's any concerns, questions, or anything you want us to talk about here on the show, fictionalquestions@gmail.com. Anyway, let's get into this. Synopsis? Do you have a synopsis?
I do.
Okay.
A lot of action in this one. It's pretty action-packed.
I liked it.
I did too.
I really feel like this is where the show starts really kind of
ramping up. Yeah.
It's been kind of...
This season really starts ramping up here.
Big time.
I would say it becomes less of a kid's show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It gets really more... the stakes are raised, in other words.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like we just hit PG-13.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe there. Okay. All right. There we go.
Definitely. Well, anyway.
So, as you know, what happened previously, Bakugo was kidnapped.
Right.
After that whole ordeal out in the mountains.
Yeah,
in the mountain
training camp.
And so we're going back to the broadcast when all the media is interviewing.
Nezu and Aizawa. And Vlad King.
Yep, Vlad King and the president. And they basically prod them and try to
get
especially Aizawa riled up. Because they were like, this is unacceptable.
Like, don't do it, it's a trap.
Right?
You know how the media likes to do. They love to push the buttons.
Well,
they
want to
see.
get the sound bites.
They want somebody to crack in front.
Say the wrong thing.
Yep, in front of all the millions of people watching live, so that they could be like, see, UA screwed up.
Yeah, just so they can get those clicks.
Right.
That's clickbait.
Get that media, get them watching their channel because their channel captured it first.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's true.
But of course, Aizawa does fess up and say, I completely say this was under my authority, and I say responsibility over the whole thing. And then the president tries to say, well, we're in the process of trying to figure out what's going on and trying to see if we get these crooks,
Yeah.
trying to figure out
the play dumb
But
card.
also, they're trying to get them to say that Bakugo, we already saw his violent tendencies and all this kind of stuff.
He's going to be a villain.
But Aizawa does say, knowing him as a student and how strong he is pridefully, it's like you could tell still he's
got these convictions that'll keep him on the winning or the hero side.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and the best part is they're watching that. That stream.
Yeah,
right.
They're watching they're watching it live.
Wow.
And he's like, these teachers get me more than I thought they did.
Right. Well, which is funny as we go back to the bar scene because Bakugo was already out of his findings when they were trying to convince him to join their party.
Right, because the last time he kind of started exploding a little bit, and then the hand fell off of Shigaraki's face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which then pissed him off.
Oh yeah.
So of course, now we go back to there at that point in time when Shigaraki is thinking what do I do?
Yeah.
And all the rest of the villains are like especially Kurogiri is like, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
But of course Shigaraki's like, well, this he's an important one, so we got to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
And we got
Well, it's not just that, because I think at this point they realize they can't sway him, but they still can use him as a piece in this whole game. With the heroes, he could be like some kind of hostage or something.
Right. And then, of course, while this is all going down, we're back to the kids over at this, I guess, what they think is the hideout.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And of course, this is not really a great part of town.
No. A little seedy. Some drunks out there.
Yeah, so there was a couple kind of drunkards kind of walking around and maybe trying to hit on Momo.
Right.
And,
maybe.
making a couple references to some large racks,
Yeah.
So,
that's not in the dubbed.
Yeah. This is in the subtitle, okay? So if you watch that one, then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to figure out how do we get in there without being caught. So of course, Deku is always trying to think of like ways.
Yeah, peak Midoriya.
Peak Midoriya. Yes.
Mutter.
And so, they were like, okay, well, why don't we try to sneak around and try to find a different opening?
Yeah. Well, they noticed that like there's the moss and everything by the front door hasn't been touched. It's all grown over, so no one's going in that way.
So that's why Deku's like, oh, maybe there's another way that they get in. So let's look for a different entrance. Then they try to sneak in through the side, or which is like through a very narrow,
tight
alleyway.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, it's pitch black out there.
Yeah.
And so they were thinking, oh, maybe Mom was like, oh, maybe I can make some goggles or some equipment.
Of course you could.
Yeah, because that's her
she
power.
That's what I do.
So Kirishima's like, dude, I got them right here.
Right, I got these.
But I was thinking, like, she could make another one for somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, why do you just need one?
But I guess because everybody was going on the whole fact about how expensive they
were.
Yeah. And then
that's $50K.
They were like, especially Deku was like totally reaming it into Kirishima. And Kirishima,
like,
who cares? Who cares? How much it costs?
Whatever, I spent my money.
That means he cares about his friend because he wanted to rescue him.
Well, I don't know. Was it about this, or did Kirishima just have those because that's how much like he wants to be a hero and he wants to have all the good gear and everything?
Unless these night goggles are used for other purposes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
we could go different ways here.
Let's table that for another time.
I feel like it's kind of like his a little sign of like how much he cares about Bakugo.
That's what I was. That's what I was going with too. But,
okay, yeah, and that does come into
There's
play
no
here.
price on friendship.
Right. right.
Okay, got it. But when they're sneaking through and they look through with the goggles.
Yeah, poor Kirishima, because he's the first one to look, and he was like,
practically wets himself.
Yeah, because he could not. He couldn't even say what it was, so he just hands it over to Deku.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Dude, what'd you see?"
Yeah.
And then Deku looks, and he's like, "OMG!"
Yeah,
far right
corner. It's a crap ton of vats of Nomus.
Yeah, it's a Nomu factory.
Like
crazy.
Literally a Nomu factory.
Yeah.
Which, of course, you've seen how strong these things are.
It's not good to have more than one, or even one.
And that seemed like quite a few in there.
Yeah. So they're already freaked out.
Yep.
Big time.
We go back to the villain hideout where the actual villains are, by their little dive bar or whatever that is in their underground basement.
The villain bar.
Right. And so Shigaraki tells Kurogimi and Compress, okay, well, we just got to lock up Bakugo again because he's clearly not going to cooperate with us. So let's lock him back up. So while they're on their way to do that, they get a lovely knock on the door.
I love this. That's...
Pizza delivery.
I don't even know whose voice was that.
I don't know.
It was totally All Might.
It was
All Might.
But it didn't sound like All Might. It was like he was doing a voice, and I love that fact that he's like
trying to like pretend.
Right, but that's so like weird humor, like All Might would do.
It's totally
totally because there's just that moment of like pizza, and everyone like looks around and just pizza delivery. This is no one ordered pizza, and this isn't even a building that people know about.
Right, and then he bursts through the wall, but All Might himself.
Right, yeah, and that Kamui Woods.
Yep, and grabs all the villains.
Those were really good moves.
Instant, that was a really good move.
That was super fast. And then Gran Torino just rushes in and kicks Dabi in the face because he was about to use his fire.
The old face kick is a good one.
Dude, that's a solid kick.
Yeah.
Yep, and then, of course, Endeavor looks pissed outside. He's like, what the hell? Why am I here?
Why wasn't I part of the main person?
Well, he's just always pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's like, you're here because you got to cover, you have wider arc and you can cover the scene if something goes, and which is very true.
Makes sense.
And he's like, okay. He's like, fine, I'll take that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Bakugo is like, really? He's like, I could have done this myself.
Right?
Like, you could tell in his face.
You didn't save me. I had this.
Basically.
He didn't have it.
The whole time, All Might smiling.
Right. Like the thumbs up. Yeah, I loved it.
So we got the villains locked down, so we go back over to where the Nomu factory was. And so the kids are like freaking out because they're like, dude, oh god, there's nothing we could do. It's like,
well, there was also the fact that Shigaraki was trying to get he was calling over trying to get the Nomus to come over. And he's like, oh, you probably think that... you have the Nomus are going to come.
The Nomus, right?
Yeah. We totally neutralized that.
We do take care of that.
Yeah, because in the Nomu factory, what had happened is the Mount Lady takes a semi truck and crashes it through the
little gap.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "What's that?" And you see this
big leg
truck
with a truck on a leg.
Yeah. That can't be good.
Into the side of the factory.
Yeah, kapow.
Yeah, it just decimates it.
Yeah, just crushed.
And then we got I forget the name.
Best Genus.
Best Genus comes in too and
just wraps everybody up.
all the Nomus up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everyone thinks that it's all neutralized, it's done. They're like, oh, that was way too easy. Yes, it was.
Exactly. And
remember before, I think before they even knock on the door, doesn't Shigaraki say, "Master, give me your power"?
Yeah, but which means he wants the Nomu.
Yeah,
he wants the Nomu.
But that was before all the chaos happened.
Right. That was in between. It's like when he
that's
saw.
when he was
after he was tied up?
When he was tied up.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was trying to get him to send the Nomu, and nothing was happening.
Because you see the flashbacks of him always never having anybody there to support him.
Right. Yeah,
and,
right.
The flashbacks of the only one person that would.
Yeah, which is
I'll
the
be
all
there
for one.
for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course he could they're not coming, and that's why All Might's like, oh, the Nomus are not coming, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's
In
like
your
totally
face.
taunting them.
It always
Big
does
time.
this little thing where it's like it cuts away to 2 minutes earlier, and this thing's happening, right? This is why
which
this
was
is,
the whole entire
Yeah.
Nomu operation getting.
So then they're trying to get Kirigiri to get them out of there, right?
Right, but then
Edshot.
Edshot comes in and takes him out. Basically, just
Like snaps his brain.
unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool power.
Yeah.
And then Gran Torino names them all one by
yeah,
one.
he
like,
outs
knows
them. He's
all
just
of
like,
them.
the cops know all about you.
We know all you.
You have
can't
nowhere
hide.
to run.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Where's
the looks on their faces? It's money when he's saying all the real names.
Yeah.
And then where's your boss? And then
What about
Twice?
Mm-hmm.
When he gets tied up and he's like, "Oh, it's so tight, tighter."
right. Which he makes other thing later. Oh, well, that'll be later.
Yeah.
But and then with his whole flashbacks with Shigaraki with All for One.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the villains, and it's like, okay, you think everything's cool and dandy. Now we're gonna lock them all up and all this, and then all of a sudden, in these like globs of I don't know, like stinky,
globs?
puddled. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like wisps of smoke or something. Like.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was like slimy black goop.
Yeah, it seemed
though.
like black goo.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
then
weird.
the Nomus just start appearing out of nowhere.
Like tons of them.
Like
Yeah.
a crap ton.
Like
of them.
at least a dozen there with the villains.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then All Might's like, dude, what happened? And then they're like, dude, what? We need some reinforcements because they're all like, coming
Yeah,
in,
they're
right?
outside.
And then they look outside and like, Endeavor's already fighting.
They're like, Endeavor, we need your oh crap.
Yeah, because they're just pouring in through these
all over the
goopy
place.
gas clouds.
And
I don't
it's
know.
not that. It's not just that. It's the villains start
Also like
warping back.
disappearing
out,
too.
yeah.
But-
Bakugo goes too.
and then they're checking, and because All Might's like, no, like, oh my
He
god, the
runs for
face
him,
of
right?
All Might. When,
And All Might's like, take me with you.
Yeah.
He like reaches for it and doesn't get in.
But they're all disappearing, and they saw that Kurogiri they were still knocked unconscious. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't his
So who's
power.
doing this?
Yeah, who's doing all this?
And they're trying to get a hold of Genus. Genus, where are you? What's
Yeah.
going on?
And Genus,
no reply.
No
No
response.
reply.
So, with all this disappearing and appearing of the Nomus, basically the switch of the villains of the Nomus,
Yeah.
we go back to where the kids are.
It's
It's a
back-
lovely factory.
Yeah, 2
and
minutes
the kids
earlier.
are like, back to 2 minutes. Okay, I guess we can leave because they got it in control.
Yeah,
Let's
they
start
took
sneaking
care
out.
of it.
And then
Yeah, you hear like someone walking.
everything, somebody kind of walks out from the shadows.
Yeah.
That Genus tries to grab.
Yeah.
And you're
Oh, he snacks him up right away.
Oh, right. He's like, and then Mount Lane's like, what if he's a civilian?
Oh, right. No.
And then he's like, this is why you need to learn, newcomer.
Yeah.
That you don't trust anyone
Yeah.
that comes out on that.
He's like, someone walks out of the dark. Nah, that's not how it works.
And then all you just hear is a bunch of explosions.
Explosions. And then the kids are like there and they're watching. And he's just like floating in the background of all the rubble and wreckage.
Right, because you basically see Mount Lady and I guess you don't see that till is that the next one?
That's the next
The
episode.
It
beginning
kind
of
of
the
cuts
next one.
after the song back to it, and then they're all kind of like lying in the rubble, and he's
Yeah,
just like
so you'll
floating.
see-
And the kids are all just like they look like their faces are about to explode because they're like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, you could see the look of dread on their face because like something
Yeah.
just happened
Right.
and it's not good.
No.
Which will be on our next episode.
Yeah. But I mean, they're going through. They think they've like
Like,
found
literally,
everything.
like, locked
like
everything
even Tiger
down.
has Ragdoll. and she's out of it.
Right.
And that's when All for One comes out, and he's like,
Sorry, took her powers.
Yeah, he was so useful.
No, I mean, her powers are very useful because that search function.
Yeah.
It's to analyze the monster. See, because then he could just analyze it.
Yep. He's analyzing everybody.
Yep.
But I do like that. There's a couple twists here where the heroes were hiding the fact. They even did the cover where Nezu, the principal, basically said that they're working on it. They don't know where it is, but we're gonna find the kids soon. Meanwhile, at the same time, they're actually hitting the villain's hideout.
Already.
Yeah. So to take them
they're trying
unawares.
to throw them off.
Yeah, exactly. Take them unawares the same night.
Yeah.
Super coordinated attack because it was super dope.
Yeah, it was.
Because they were even caught off guard.
But the problem is that they even was it either Gran Torino or All Might said this whoever's behind them or was basically is learning too quickly and reacting too fast.
Yeah.
So
and also it's a much bigger.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger power than they had expected. I think.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that we come back to the whole is Bakugo a villain thing, and Aizawa sticks up for him.
Right.
And we even see that Bakugo agrees with that whole thing
because he says that villains the whole what is it when he did a flashback with All Might that all villains and heroes are like two sides of one coin.
Yeah.
Well, there's that whole thing. Bakugo is he has this overwhelming urge to just win.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll do it at any cost, and so maybe that's something that needs to be refined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the hero's plan, what did you think? So you thought it was a pretty good plan.
It was a pretty solid plan.
I think it was. I think it just went sideways because they didn't know how much power and how far-reaching.
I don't think they anticipated how much,
Yeah.
And all the no moves.
Yeah. Well, I think they didn't anticipate All for One having
this
the
much
additional abilities that he had.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, really?
I mean,
if he kind of knew who he was, but hey, you know what?
But did you know he had portal powers? That's.
But if they knew that he
acquired
could
a ton
take
of new powers.
Yeah, I think, but that part just goes back to the whole where the heroes they've had it. I don't want to say easy, but they've had it.
They've been complacent in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they pretty much thought that they knew all the players and they knew all the powers that would come into play. So they had things set up to fight off those powers and those people.
Right.
But they didn't anticipate more than that. They didn't anticipate Nomu's or someone else with warping powers or all that kind of stuff. And it just leaves you with this super scary mafia Italian aria music playing. All for one. And we're going to continue on to that because the stakes keep getting raised as we hit next.
Big time.
This is a lot of setup, I feel, for next episode.
Yes.
And we'll get into
and
that.
the rest of the season.
Yeah.
At least for the rest of this arc, too.
Yes.
Anyway, so I guess we'll come back next time for more My Hero Academia. We'll be talking all about, because there's going to be heroes showing up to take on this new challenge and everything else.
Oh, man.
And it
serious challenge.
Yep.
Well, and then what are the kids going to do and all that kind of stuff. It gets really cool.
Yeah.
Because they're already peeing themselves right now.
They always do. Especially Deku.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, and cries.
Yeah. Yes.
And mutters.
Yeah.
But until then, our watch has ended. I've been Tim.
I've been Evan.
And I've been Joelle.
Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.
Happy New Year.